Whoo, there's a lot here. Let me start with the end. Hey everybody, it's me, Rosalie. Welcome to the Ultimate World Music and Psychology channel. I'm happy that you're here. Let's dive in. Without further ado, if you're new, subscribe. If you've subscribed already, welcome back. I want to check out a song by an artist named Beartooth. And the song I Was Alive came out recently, 2 weeks ago. Shout out today goes to my awesome patron, William Harris. Thank you for the suggestion and being part of the community. If you guys want to join the team and be part of our Discord chats, direct access to me, you want to be part of the conversation behind the scenes, check out the links in the description below to become a patron or a member on Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to contribute to my latest goal, which is a much needed new pair of headphones, check out the link below or right here to contribute as I'm working towards the next investment in this channel to bring you better video, better audios. I'm excited you're here. Subscribe and let's go. This song is called I Was Alive. I have no idea what to expect, but it looks good. Here we go. Beartooth is an artist from Columbus, Ohio, if I saw correctly. All right, church opening up. Oh, it's a funeral. All right, that pink in contrast to the black suits.
Never did while I'm taking my last breath. No need to fear the end, 'cause I'll know I didn't just live. When I die, I'll know I didn't just live. I was alive. I'll know I didn't just live. I was alive.
Okay, this is pretty cool. I did not expect this. For some reason, when I saw the thumbnail of the video, I think I was thinking maybe it's a pop song or some sort. But this is really good. This is like some good rock. This is the type of rock I used to listen to. I need to start listening to again more. This is good. And I love the message here. We'll talk about the lyrics in a second. But I love the idea. I think we can already gather plenty from that statement alone. I didn't just live, I was alive. Pretty awesome. His lion tattoo. It's interesting to me that he's just wearing this pink suit without what looks like a shirt underneath. You can see the lion tattoo for one. It's a pretty epic tattoo to showcase. But there's something about not having a shirt on under that suit, right? Because when we think about death and a funeral and being alive versus dead, it makes you think of back to the basics, back to the way we were when we were born, right? Naked and simple, and back to who we really are. When you remove the clothes and you remove the things we wear to mask ourselves and to present ourselves a certain way. The contrast between the pink suits and the black attire of those at the funeral is also pretty interesting. Pink, for one, being a stark contrast to black, also fitting to what I see is the thumbnail to their profile picture, to their band logo. But even the color itself, right? Pink, to me, being, of course, it can be a symbol of romance and love, something sweet and alive. Makes me think of flowers, right? Wait, I guess y'all can't really see these. Right? Something that is vibrant and sweet, right? Life, it can be sweet. It can be beautiful and gentle. It can be vibrant. But it also makes me think of life, right? What is the climax of life, and that is a newborn, right? A newborn that has these pink cheeks, right? Those you want to see the pink in the cheeks of a baby. You want to see that they're alive and breathing, that they are alive. It's just a perfect color, I feel, even for the idea of this song so far, but also fitting to their logo. All right, let me keep listening. Yes. Haha.
To say those words I never said to the ones I loved while I was
Oh, wow.
When I die, just live. I was a person that you were proud of. Took chances, didn't doubt of. No need to fear the end, 'cause I'll know I didn't just live. I was alive. No need to fear the end, 'cause I'll know I didn't just live. No need to fear the end, 'cause I'll know I didn't just live. No need to fear the end, 'cause I'll know I didn't
That crescendo here is fitting.
No need to fear the end, 'cause I'll know I didn't just live. When I die, I'll know I didn't just live. I was alive. I'll know I didn't just live. I was a person that you were proud of. Took chances, didn't doubt of. No need to fear the end, 'cause I'll know I didn't just live. I was alive. I was alive. I was alive.
That was pretty cool. That had me almost choking up because there's a lot of beautiful symbolism here. Wow. Whoo, there's a lot here. Let me start with the end. Let me start with the end, and I think that's going to be fitting to the idea of death and life too. Let me start at the end and work my way to the beginning. It's the circle of life. Here in the end, him in the clouds, driving in that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful car. Woo, what a ride. Ooh, that's fitting too. What a ride. Looking into the rearview mirror and seeing his younger self. To me, that young boy that keeps showing up in this music video is his younger self. And I'm sorry if my earrings are clickety-clacking a bit. So reflecting on his life, seeing his younger self smiling back at him, to me implies when you've lived life fully, when you were not just living, but you were alive, you can look back, you see your younger self, your past, looking back into the present, looking at you into the present, smiling because you did it. You lived life to the fullest. Maybe a sense of pride, maybe a sense of joy, a sense of serendipity, this contentment because you lived life to the fullest. Looking back in the rearview mirror because you're reflecting on your life. Driving up in the clouds, implying to me you're dead now. You're going to heaven, you're going into eternity, you're driving off into the sunset, right? These pink clouds, so fitting to their attire. There was a lot of symbolism here. What I really love, okay, is the fact that in this video clip, so fitting to the idea of being alive, not having regrets, telling people you love them. Obviously, the message at face value, what we can hear and gather, is pretty straightforward at first sight. This idea of live life to the fullest. Don't waste it. Don't get to a place where you have regrets and you look back and you missed it, right? There's no point in just living if you're not fully alive. This gift we've been giving. At first sight, I feel like that's the overall message, and it's a very important one in our day and age where we spend so much time worrying about the past, worrying about the future, but we're hardly present to the present, the ultimate gift. But when we look a little deeper, there's a whole lot of symbolism and message that I find important to talk about. Anytime we talk about death and life, there's very different theories on it. When it comes to psychology, that's what we'll find. Different people throughout history that have dealt with that topic in different ways. Personally, through my studies and the point that I'm at in my life right now, I feel like a lot of what we do that at its core is either based on fear or love is connected to our existential fears, to our death anxieties. Now, that doesn't mean that many of us run around being afraid of death all the time. But I do believe many people don't want to talk about it, don't want to think about it, or they try to deny or defy it. Well, what do I mean by that? Great question. Thank you for asking. Let me explain. I think that many of us either try to deny it by looking to religion, looking to relationships and people, or looking to success and beauty, right? Songs like, I want to be, that's not how a song goes. Songs like, I want to be forever young. My mind is all over. Or, what the world pushes, brands push on us to stay young, Botox and makeup and things we can do to alter our body, to stay young, to look pretty because we want to be accepted. We want to be beautiful. When it comes to money and success, The more money you have, the more successful you are, the more powerful you are. And a lot of the things we do, I feel, are our way of trying to not deal with the fact we're going to get old and die. We're getting wrinkles, our bodies are changing, gravity is pulling things down. We look for success and beauty because there's this idea of being immortal. There's this idea of living forever when you're at the top of the world and you have it all. There's a ways of living in denial, not dealing with it by chasing these things. Then we may deny it with religion by being so focused on, well, there's heaven and the afterlife, and that we're not even really present to the here and now to deal with the struggle and those uncomfortable feelings about death and the questions we have. We dare not ask them because doubt would be bad, right? We demonize those who have doubt or who don't know. We want to have answers. As human beings, we're prone to look for answers. Or we look to faith because we find comfort in the idea of heaven and hope and the afterlife, that we don't even talk about that uncomfortable question mark in the room that is dying, walking through that door. And whatever you choose to believe comes after, we still have to walk through that door. But it's easier just to deny and just to focus on, well, I'll go to heaven, instead of talking about how much it actually scares us. And then you have those who try to defy it, right? Let's do crazy things. Let's look for pleasure, right? There's also, as old as time, there's these debates and these conversations about, how much pleasure is too much pleasure. People looking for to live life to the fullest by seeking pleasure, right? Or they want the adrenaline rush and they'll jump out of as many planes as possible and do reckless things, trying to defy death. There's so many ways we deal with it on a conscious and subconscious level. And again, that doesn't mean we're all running around terrified of death all day, but we don't really talk about that so much, at least in certain cultures and in certain parts of the world. And what I like here is that in this conversation about being fully alive, not just living, in this music video, I'm seeing this young man grab life by the horns and savor life, but in a wholesome way. This guy's jumping off of a cliff into refreshing water, taking the leap, if you will, right? Symbolic and a beautiful representation of taking the leap, having faith, having courage, doing the thing. But he's enjoying life. Him picking up that guitar, going to the, once upon a time, that was a witty name for a pawn shop. A fitting name to the idea of living life, right? Once upon a time. If we always live like that, well, once upon a time, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, we're missing life. So a lot of, little details here that are so fitting to the theme. But this young man is going and getting the guitar. He's playing music. He's jumping into the water. He's living life. We don't see him doing a bunch of crazy things. And that too, I think, is an important part of the conversation. When it comes to living life fully, we might find two extremes. We might find those who deny death and their fear of it, and they get lost in religion and faith or in a person and idolizing things like money, beauty, a relationship, or a religion. And they're so bent on these things around them that they don't deal with the heart and they're not present to the struggle, the beauty, the dark, and the light that is both part of life. You find people denying it and not dealing with, right? They're so focused on heaven, they're not even present to earth. Or you have those who go the other extreme and they think they're living life to the fullest by being reckless, right? Party hard, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And they find themselves still just as scared of death than they were before. Why? Not because they didn't live enough life, but because they were tackling life the wrong way. And those are two extremes to me, completely denying it or thinking you're living life fully if you're doing whatever you want. If there's no pleasure, you deny yourself because I only live once, right? I need to buy everything now. There's no need for self-control and discipline because I only live once, right? There's no need to save money. I'm going to die anyways. There's no need to practice delayed gratification because I'm going to die anyways. There's no need to be faithful to a spouse because I'm going to die anyways. I want to taste it all and have it all. That's the other extreme. And why do people who do that still not feel at peace with life a lot of times? Is because they were not actually dealing with their death anxiety. They were either denying or defying it. And here I like that this young man is living life fully, but in a balanced way. He is creating. So not only do I see him enjoying life, nature, the fresh water, taking that leap, being courageous, I also see him creating. He's not just living away his life thinking that the climax of life is to just lay on a hammock or on a lounge chair somewhere at the beach with a drink in your hand. right? Many of us strive for that. We work, 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 and once the holiday kicks in, then I'll be alive. Once I'm on vacation, then I'll be able to rest. And we miss a lot of life in between. Dear friends of mine who I deemed my heart parents, I called them, who have now passed on, both of them. They were like parents to me, and they often said, enjoy the journey, not just the goal. And that's such a cliche thing to say, but there's so much truth to it. We live for the goal very often. We live for what's next instead of being present to the now. And I think there's something beautiful here about this young man making music. Music is a huge part of the beauty of life, in my opinion. Nature is. And they're tying in nature, they're tying in music, because that's some of the things I think make life worth living, when we're present to the art, when we're present to beauty around us, and when we create. I love the fact that he wasn't just laying around on a lounge chair as if living life fully and being fully alive means you just sit there lazy all day. No, work is also part of life. Being healthy enough to get up and have a job, having a family, and working on your relationship, right? That's also life. Having days where you fight with your spouse and you have to work through hardships, having to go to a job and make that money and find ways to sacrifice or save up, and having days where you get to splurge, but also having days where you say no to something. It's all part of life. The ugly and the beautiful, the up and the down, the black and the pink, it's all part of life. And for him to sit there with this guitar, to say yes to that guitar, to create and make music, I think is so beautiful. I've said it. If you've been here before, you know this. You were created to create. We create thoughts, we create words, we create things every day. The question just is, what are we creating? What are we putting out into the universe? And that's such a beautiful way, I think, to communicate. I was alive. I was here. And I'm going to leave that legacy by putting something into existence. With the hands I've been given, with the voice, with the fingers, with my thoughts. That doesn't have to look like the person next to you. We so often get caught up in comparison, thinking, well, I can't do this, and I can't sing like that, and I don't have this gift, and I don't have that spouse, and I don't have this body. Use what you have been given. You were created to create. So put something out there of value so that at the end of your life, you can say, I was flippin' alive. From a musical standpoint, I also love that this was hard rock, because I feel like it was so fitting to life. Life is wild, life is hard, life is strong, life is beautiful. And for this not to be a soft ballad, though I'm sure there are beautiful ballads about life, I loved that this was this hard rock and just a strong voices coming together. The way he can belt and the vocal range he had here, the rasp in his voice was beautiful. That build up and the crescendo that was being built with the drums was freaking awesome. Also fitting to life, the way our heart beats, sometimes slower, sometimes faster. That build up that was occurring right before the jump. Just so beautiful, but really, really awesome to see here. Again, that contrast between the black and the pink. Pink to me making me think of babies and life and things that are beautiful and vibrant. And then simply, ultimately, this idea of, listen, I was alive. I don't want to have regrets. I want to tell people that I love them. I don't want to miss the chance. I want to make people proud. I want to feel like I did it. I did it well. I love this. Thank you so much, William, for this suggestion. What do you think? What did I miss, guys? What do you think about this song? How does it inspire you to be your best self? We're all about education, entertainment, and encouragement here. And I love using this music as therapy tools to talk about meaningful things. But I want you to tell me now. What do you think? Comment below right now. How does it affect you? What is your takeaway? And how do you think this can help you live life more fully? I'll see you on the next ride. Go check out this band and subscribe to their channel and subscribe here. And I'll see you on the next ride. Ayo! Ayo!